Yeah, can you hear me? All right, Zaid. What do you mean by this quote? One man's food is another man's poison. What do you mean by this quote?
Mister, I can see.
One man's food is another man's poison. So the food for somebody, it could be the poison for somebody else. So what do you mean by this quote?
Can you say it again? Can you repeat?
Man's food is another man's poison. So the food for somebody might kill somebody else. Okay, Nuran, any thoughts on this quote?
أنا مش شايفة مثلا اللي على البورد خالص.
Okay.
مستر أنا ممكن أجيز؟
Okay, in a Word file type, no problem. Fine. One man's food is another man's poison. You can share the screen right now. Ali, it's good to see you. All right. So that's the quote. One man's food is another man's poison. What can we get from this quote?
Mister, I can't hear you that much. Am I the only one?
مستر صدق بيقطع ها؟
أيوة.
I'll send you in the private chat. The public chat.
بيقطع مستر.
مستر
Wallahi, I know, but I can't do anything about that. Now think about these questions.
ولا 10 10 يسطا انت مش مسيطر ولا ايه؟
Excuse me.
ما تقول له حاجة.
All right, guys. So can you hear me now?
Yes,
مستر تمام.
Mister. Yeah, we can hear you.
I want you to think about the quote which is written in red in this file. One man's food is another man's poison. Now, let's think about this quote. How can we apply it to the concept of the interests of different stakeholders? Let's think about
I
this
think
for
Mr.
2 minutes.
There's like مثلا بعتها لحضرتك على البرايفت.
Okay, I'll check.
Mister, does it mean that some people are allergic to food that people doesn't be allergic from it? Or no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
That's really good. So peanuts would be good food, tasty food for some people, but if some other people taste it or even eat it, it would kill them, right? It's too dangerous for them. I think it means that a thing useful to a person
مستر انا مش سامع اي حاجه.
would be too risky for other. Like, yeah, so that's right.
Mister, your voice was lagging.
Your internet is dead.
All right, I'll be back. The internet network. Can you hear me clearly now?
No.
No,
الصوت
still
بيقطع
No,
no.
Mister. بيقطع أصوات من الأول.
Okay, I can't do nothing about that. I changed to a new internet network, so let's wait and see. Probably it's going to get better. طيب, now switch your cameras off and let's try.
Mister, we can hear you. We can hear you better.
Okay. Okay, switch your cameras off. Everybody, switch your camera off. And let's see. Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, Mister. We can hear you.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, طيب, great. طيب, great. All right, now let's move on back again to the quote. We knew that one man's food could be another man's poison. Peanut, for example, this might be a lovely snack, tasty snack for somebody, but for somebody else, it could be very harmful. They are allergic to it. Right. So how can we benefit from this quote to talk about the different interests for different stakeholders for the business? Let's assume this situation. Let's think about this situation. A company decided to reduce the salaries of the workers or to reduce the number of workers to increase the profits margin for the company. Right. This is a change, right? This is a change that the company did. Who might benefit from this and who might not benefit from this? This type of change, which is written in blue, this is the situation.
Mister, are you
Let's
sharing
assume-
the screen? I can't see it.
No, there is no
Right.
screen.
مستر انت مش عامل شير للسكرين.
I'll share the screen again because I was disconnected. Right. So let's think about this scenario, which is written in blue. A company decided to reduce the salaries of the workers and to reduce the number of the workers to increase the profit margin. Who will be the winner? stakeholder,
And the workers.
and who will be losing stakeholder from this change. يعني حصل عندنا تغيير في الشركة. The company decided to reduce the salary and to reduce the number of the workers. Who would win from this decision?
The company and the
Okay, the owners of the company. Right? So the owners of the company would get more.
Mr. الصوت بيقطع.
Wallahi, I can't do nothing about that. Unfortunately, out of my hands. I cannot do anything about that.
طب احنا مش سامعينك اصلا يا مستر.
طيب. Just see what am I writing. طيب. Now, the losing stakeholder, who would lose from this? Definitely the workers of the company. Why? Because they will be unemployed. So what does this mean? Okay, or let's assume another situation. This is situation number 1. So this is situation number 1. Let's move on to another situation where a company decided to increase the price of its products, to increase the amount of profits made. Always there's change in the objectives of the company or the business environment, right? So again, let's think about who is going to win and who would lose from this type of change. So who would be the winner from this situation? And who would be losing from this change?
I think you said the winner is going to be the company, and the workers, losing about clients.
Owners, shareholders, investors, because they are going to get more or higher amount of profits, right? Due to amount of profits. Like, and who would lose from this?
client.
Yeah. Let's think about the stakeholders that we talked about. We talked about the workers, right? Workers are stakeholders, managers, stakeholders, directors, investors, clients, and customers. What about the clients and the customers? When the company decides to increase the price of the medicine or to increase the price of the cars or any product, how will this affect the clients and the owners?
The clients will not buy the stuff the owners were selling, yeah?
Yeah, so for the customers would pay higher prices, so this is not good for them. So the prices for the product
مثلا بعت حضرتك على البرايفت.
might be less affordable. So some people would not be able to pay for the product. And therefore, any change in the company's policies or plans, it would lead to two groups of stakeholders. One group which is winning from this second group, which is losing from this situation or from this change in the plan. يبقى أي تغيير في الخطط، أي تغيير في objectives، أي تغيير في strategies, some stakeholders might benefit from this, and some other stakeholders might be harmed or they will be affected negatively. Okay. Definitely, they would search for another company. But sometimes, Mustafa, yes, this is a very good point. Mustafa here says that, okay, the customers here, they would look for another company. But what if we have this situation where we have monopoly? Monopoly, this is a market situation where we have only one producer of a specific product. Like when we talk about the electricity company here in Egypt, or water company, this is a situation where we have monopoly. So the customers, when the company decides to increase the price, they do not have any other options. And this happens all over the world, by the way. Sometimes we have monopoly in certain markets. You do not have too many competitors to buy from. When the company decides to increase the price, you do not have any other options but to buy. The sales of the product would decrease. Will decrease, let's say would. Why? This is a very good point. Another good point, Mustafa. But we have some necessities. Water. Do we have any substitutes for it? هل في عندنا أي بدائل تانية للwater to satisfy our need for, drinking? ما فيش عندي أي بدائل تانية، صح؟ Electricity.
We build building rams.
وبالتالي if you take economics next year, you're going to learn about what we call elasticity of demand. Yes. Okay. So in the necessities like electricity, water, medicine, حتى لو ارتفع السعر بتاعها, people would buy the same or more or less the same amount. ليه؟ Number one, it's necessity. Number two is that we do not have any other alternatives for it. Amen. Let's get back again to the main point here. The main point is this: one man's food is another man's poison. A change in the price, or change in the quality, or change in the product, or change in the plan of the company would make two groups of people or two groups of stakeholders. One of them will benefit from this change, and the second is not going to benefit from the change. Understood? So let's summarize this main point in one sentence. In one sentence, what can we say about this concept? Let's just reuse this quote in order to explain what is the effect of the change in the company's plans. Okay, any change in business objectives. Or plans or strategies اللي احنا اتكلمنا عليهم in the previous trimester would make or would
حضرتك بيقطع مثلا.
Okay. Wallahi, I'm trying to do my best. I cannot change. I changed probably now 2 networks, 2 internet networks. let's see. If anybody is switching on the camera, please switch your cameras off. Probably this is going to increase the quality of the voice. Like, would lead to number one, positive effects on a group of stakeholders and positive or negative effects on other group, or it could be groups of stakeholders. تمام؟ Clear? Is it clear enough? Sorry.
Yes.
تمام يا مستر.
Because this point, by the way, this point is very, very, very important for the next chapter. Okay, I will. Just for you, yes, okay. Okay, so good enough. And this is, by the way, this is going to be uploaded on the YouTube. So you can watch the video later on. But if you want to take notes, yes, why not? Thank you very much, Shahd. I'm really proud of all of you guys. Right. So any questions on this point?
كنت بس عايز اخد سكرين شوت للي فوق، انا خدت الدي سكرين شوت اهي.
طيب حاضر. Okay, just give me a second. I'll be back. So this point again, gentlemen, everybody, grade 11 students, my dear students, this point is very important for the next chapter. I'm going to build on this point. مهمة جدا إنها تتفهم. Okay? Because next chapter would be more challenging. If you understand this concept that any change in the company's plans or the company's objectives would lead to positive effects for certain groups of people, yeah, and negative effects for another group of stakeholders. If you understood this completely, khalas, it's going to be really easy for you to figure out in the next chapter. Tamam? In the next chapter, we're going to see the effect on, like, when a company is buying another company. This is called acquisition. Like, who might benefit from this situation when Facebook, for example, is buying WhatsApp? Who might benefit, right? Who might lose from this change in the business plans, okay? So again, mind you, this is very important. طيب. Let me stop for a minute and then we're going to resume. All right. Now let's move on to the next point. The next point is related to the conflicts between the interests of stakeholders. Everybody open the homework. In order to explain this point, we need to open the homework that we worked on yesterday. Let's go to Learnovia. Under week 15, 16. There we go, homework 1. Download it. Open the file. Now, you notice that I'm going to change between different files, between 2 files, the homework file and the Word file that we are working on. Okay. Now I'm going to share the screen to change the screen. So pay attention. Can you see the screen with the mind showing?
Yes,
the Great. So we have the workers, managers, owners, customers, local community, suppliers, and so on. Let's move on. Workers, managers, owners, all of these people, they have interests in the business. They have a certain objective or a certain expectation, and also they have an influence on the business, right? Let's have a look at these groups of stakeholders in this first column. In the first column here. Let's think for 2 minutes. Which groups of these people might have conflict between them? It's more likely for them to have conflict. Conflict, it means that we have opposite relationship in the
انا ما عملتهاش عشان كان في كويزز ومذاكرات وبروجكت الديزاين وكده.
Again, can you repeat that again?
So I think it was someone who was opening the mic.
فتح مايكو بالغلط يا مش.
طيب ماشي. طيب, the workers. Let's have a look at the workers. I'm just going to give you an example. And then you can think about other conflicts between other groups of stakeholders. Workers, let's make it in red. Yeah. And the owners. What possible conflicts might be there between the owners and the workers?
If they change their salaries.
Yeah. Yes, you are almost there. Continue. Or somebody can continue this, develop the idea, make it, elaborate on the idea that Muhammad made.
Change their positions. Mr.
Okay. طيب. Who else? Very good point. You are almost there.
Owners
Anybody
would
wants to
affect
add
the
on?
workers.
Yes?
Decisions of the owners would affect the workers.
تمام. طيب. What are the owners expecting from their own businesses? They expect to receive what?
More sales.
More sales. What
the money they invested in the business.
Important than the sales sometimes?
The profits يا مصطفى.
Profits, okay. Now, in order to increase the profits, the owners sometimes forgive low salaries, right? Okay, guys. So in order to increase their profits, the owners pay low salaries for the workers. But will the workers be happy with the low salaries?
No, they don't be happy.
Okay, sometimes the owners want the workers to work for like 12 hours and this happened in Nike company. The workers in Pakistan who are working in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, they work for like probably 14 hours in order to increase the production, increase the profits for the company, but the workers are not happy with this. So we have potential, sometimes we have potential conflict between the workers and the owners, right? Let's think about another conflict. I gave 2 examples, or we discussed 2 examples of conflict between workers and owners. طيب, what about the government and the owners? Let's make this black. Now let's think about the 2 stakeholders in red here, owners and government.
The owners have to follow the government laws.
Yes?
The government has like a jurisdiction over the own, like if there's something wrong in the company,
Yes.
the government has the right to take it from them or close it, shut it down.
Yes, that's right. What else? The government sometimes take what?
A piece of it takes shares.
Taxes.
Taxes. Right. Sometimes the government decides to increase the taxes. Taxes هي الضرائب. Probably for every, let's say, $100 of profits that the company is making, let's say that the government is going to take $10. So the taxes will be 10% on the profits. What if the government says, okay, I'm going to increase the taxes to 20%? Will the owners be happy with this decision?
Mr.
Yes.
No, they're not.
owners هيقللوا مرتبات الوركرز أكتر وهم هيزعلوا.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So this is the conflict between the owners and the workers. But now we're talking about the owners and the government. So if the government wants more money, right, the government would, okay, increase the taxes. So this would make the owners worse off. They would lose from this decision. They would not be satisfied with this decision, right? But for the government, increasing the taxes would be good for them because they're going to get more revenues in order to spend on schools, to spend on hospitals and building roads and so on, right? So again, this again gets us back to the main point, which is one man's food is another man's poison. Okay? Got it? Okay, guys, so we have less than 2 minutes left in this session. Again, I'm reminding everybody about the missing assignments. If you have missing assignments, please turn in your missing assignments no later than 17th of this month. So 17th of this month will be
as the last time when you did the, can you table of who didn't do the homeworks, homework 1 and 2 and 3, can you re-upload it?
Okay, I posted an Excel sheet like to 1 month or no, more than, I think more than 1 month and a half, like six weeks.
Yeah, I know. I want to say after the one who did, after the things that we've done.
Yes. Continue, go ahead.
I mean an updated one after who did the homeworks.
Mr. قصدها an updated one.
All right, no problem. Okay, I will. طيب, okay, any questions before we end this session?
No, thank you, Mr. Bye.
Okay, guys, so proud of you. You guys rock. Be careful. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.
باي مستر باي.